Alright guys, this is Draco, Mr. Ipswich. Alright, quickly, so, I've been stranded, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so like 5 days, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so like 5 days I've been stranded. So, you guys can do me a favor, call the EMU office, electronic monitoring office, and say, you're treating Mr. Jones, because they know me as Mr. Jones, but I'm Mr. Ipswich. You're treating Mr. Jones unfairly. Please contact him. You know, give him permission to go to the office, because he can't leave without permission, because he's on ankle monitor. Give him permission to pay his bills, and so he can go to the municipal court building and pick up discovery so he can be prepared for court on the 23rd. Stop trying to make it seem like he's being treated fairly to the public when you won't even let the motherfucker go out and pay his bills when he has permission to do so, and you won't let him go to court. You won't let him get his pick up his discovery, because then they're gonna pretend like it's my fault. Like, oh, he had plenty of time to go over discovery. No, the fuck he didn't. So it's on video. It's public knowledge. It's Thursday. I have yet to be able to pick up discovery. They have yet to come, knowing my phone is off. They have yet to give me permission. Come over, say, Mr. Jones, sorry about that. It's our bad. Please, go pay your bill, and you can go get groceries, because we know you need to eat food like everybody else does, right? We know you're a busy businessman. We've been spying on you online. We know all about your businesses. Anyway, so the number is 419-213-6295. The guy who's supposed to be doing his job, who isn't, his name is Jake Carr, right? So you guys can check that out for me. Alright, so I just want to dispel any rumors. You know, I've been so busy, I have so much to do that I don't seemingly take care of when people are talking shit about me online. So, someone said something about me getting my ass beat in prison. So, I want people to use their brain. Stuff is public knowledge. I've never been to prison. Okay? So, you can check that out, that I have not been to prison ever. So, I obviously did not get my ass beat in prison. Second of all, I've never gotten my ass beat ever in life. I win every fight. Have I been hit by a person and not hit them back? Yes. One time I was attacked at the club in Bowling Green because they're fucking racist, and this girl was trying to hit on me. I turned my back to her. She kept trying to touch me. I told her to leave me alone. And then, I'm just a strong dude, so she did something. She was drinking and lost her balance and fell down. They tried to blame me for it, which they know I didn't do it. Everybody saw what happened, but they're jealous and racist. And this guy, pushed me against the wall and started punching on me. I was going to kill him, but she got in the middle of it, and if I had hit her, everybody would have just went off, right? And they were always trying to frame me down there in Bowling Green anyway, and Toledo, obviously, so you see the stuff that's happened. So I just let the guy know, but I kept coming and looking at him so he could understand that he didn't do anything to me physically, right? But I didn't beat him down and kill him like I wanted to, because it wasn't a smart decision to do in that situation. I have these businesses, I have money, I have all this stuff going for me, I'm well known, Now, if he had done that to me now, I don't care if the girl's there. I would whoop his ass and whoop her ass and sue them and get them both arrested. But it was a different decision. I wasn't so protected the way I am now. It was a completely different situation, and I'm more powerful than I was then. So, have I been into fights? I've been in tons of fights. I've been in over 100 bar fights. Obviously. I'm not exaggerating. It's over 100. People know this shit. Like, the bouncers would get tired of this shit. You guys might have heard the story that happened at Rick's where I choked the one guy unconscious and got no legal trouble at all. They had my back because there would be fights every fucking night. Every fucking night, dudes would challenge me. All the fucking time. Sometimes other dudes would jump in and, take the guy out or whatever. But, I was dodging, weaving, and sometimes knocking him the fuck out, depending on the situation. So, do the math. I've been in tons of fights, Um, I've put people in hospitals. I've done all kinds of stuff. You have to be realistic, right? Listen to the things that I talk about. You can check my credentials. You can look at my body. You can look at the things that I've done. You can use your imagination on what you haven't seen. I'm not ordinary. The average person doesn't do what I do. I've never drank. I've never done drugs. I've just focused on developing myself. The public, they even tried to accuse me of being on drugs in court. I'm like, I didn't say anything, but I was really reeling, and I will talk more about that too. These people have been trying to destroy my character, saying the opposite, calling me a toe sucker, which means that he's not a toe sucker, because toe sucking isn't illegal. Sucking somebody's toes against their will is illegal, and well, depending if she likes it like that. Joke, meaning girls like you to do that with consent. But my whole point here is they want me to stop sucking girls' toes because they don't want me to like feet. They don't want me to have sex. So people tried to call me, what is that, a celibate, involuntary celibate? I was like, oh my god, who the fuck would think that shit? I was talking to this one girl who I was fucking, and I was like, I'm so fucking celibate. I don't even understand how my dick's in your pussy right now. Then I stuck my cock in her asshole, and I'm like, I'm so fucking celibate. I don't understand how my fucking cock's in your asshole right now. Like, I didn't even understand what the fuck they were trying to say. I mean, it's obvious that I'm not a virgin, so I mean, you can see me fucking bitches online. That's common knowledge. So, what else? They were trying to call me indigent. You notice how they tried to call Michael Jackson broke when he had like 100 million? They tried to call O.J. Simpson broke. That's just what they try to do. It's the same shit over and over when you're successful and you have dark skin, right? So, you guys already know about that. So yeah, they were trying to do me like that, and they tried to say that I got beat up, but I think they probably should have made the story more believable, because I've never been to prison, so anybody who does the research is like, well, he's never been to prison. The toe sucking case, he didn't do any jail time. When you guys saw me arrested for jail, I bailed out. I wasn't like, they did the whole putting me in the hospital thing to try to screw me over with the medical field, trying to say I had mental illnesses. I have no mental illnesses at all, and the medical field's going to have to deal with the legal issues, because they know I don't, and they straight up lied to try to justify what happened, what didn't happen. What happened with the legal system, trying to make me look that way, they tried to make it look like what happened didn't happen, if you understand what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, I did suck the girl's toes, but that's normal. That's not an issue. I had her permission. But they tried to make it seem like I sucked her toes without her permission. So they tried to make it seem what happened didn't happen, what happened didn't happen, or what didn't happen happened, if you understand what I'm saying. It's basically just trying to attack everything that I am and everything that I do, to try to destroy. And you notice how they try to do men like of African descent when they're approaching 30. You notice that? The stuff happened with Michael Jackson around 30. You know what I'm saying? When you're having your Saturn return. You know what I'm talking about? For those of you who know a little bit about the occult, timing, all of that stuff. So, that's what people try to fucking do, and they don't want me to do, like, people have wanted to know what my other businesses are that they don't know about. They wanted to know how my businesses were structured. They didn't want me to do what I'm doing now, right? So I have the physical ability of I'm far more physical capable than Bruce Lee ever could be, genetically, right? So I'm Olympic level athlete and beyond. I am way better dancer than Chris Brown, a way better dancer than Michael Jackson. And you guys who follow me online probably don't know about the dancing. You've probably never seen me dance like that. People at the clubs have. They've seen all kinds of stuff. I've brought people to tears, cameras, girls throwing their pussy at me, girl. I know all the sorority girls on campus in Ann Arbor knew me first name basis, offered me sex. I would hang out with them. In Ann Arbor, I would go with them. Like if they're working at their job, I would go in the back room with them and shit, like all day. Like that was just normal. So, I have the physical ability of some of the most well-known people on the planet, right? And then I have the intelligence, surpassing a Steve Jobs or Bill Gates. So I can do all of this other stuff, and people have just tried to waste my time and money. They've tried to make me busy. They've tried to make me look like a sexual loser and all this stuff publicly to try to stop me from doing what I'm doing anyway. So I have technology that people want their hands on. People wanted their hands on my psychological stimulation units, my blueprints, all the stuff. People forget sometimes that I'm a super nerd, right? Because when you're really athletically gifted, right, and super strong, people think that's your gift. You can do... Okay, first of all, I gotta say this, right? That Valerie Williams who lied on me in Bowling Green, she said that I told her that I did karate. When have I ever fucking said karate ever on my channel? Never. And then she fucking said some shit about me being a Wiccan. What the fuck? When have I ever fucking said I was a Wiccan? Ever. I never said that shit. And then she said that I owned houses. Who the fuck told her I owned houses? I never admitted that shit to anybody. What the fuck? That was an educated fucking guess. And the whole point is, people are mad at me for pretending to be poor. It's not necessarily pretending when you don't have access to your assets, motherfucker. And my whole point is, she must have known about me before she even met me, and said, I'm going to try to disrespect him by saying his martial arts or karate. I'm going to try to creep him out by saying I know he owns houses, because he's never admitted to that. And then I'm going to fucking creep him out and call him a Wiccan, because he probably doesn't give a fuck about Wiccans. This dude is like hardcore into the occult. He doesn't give a fuck about a Wiccan. He doesn't even know about Wiccans. He probably does know about Wiccans, but he probably doesn't want to be called a Wiccan. What male of African descent is called a fucking Wiccan? I'm gonna fucking just fuck his shit over. I'm suing the shit out of her, by the way. So, you can see what the fuck they're trying to... They're trying to OJ somebody, right? I've learned a lot from OJ. They've tried to OJ somebody. They've tried to Michael Jackson somebody. Because they've never seen anybody like me. People are fucking scared. They're like... Okay, I'll put it to you this way. Everywhere I go, people know who the fuck I am for different things. And there was this one dude, I was talking to this one white guy, and he was like, we got in this conversation, he was talking about how intelligent I am and how it's like rare. He asked me if I, was part of Mensa and all of that stuff, and we were like coding and all that stuff, and he was like, he said, you kind of remind me of, he said, this doesn't make sense. He's like this ultra masculine dude, doesn't talk to anybody. He's like one of the best dancers I've ever seen, ever, in the history of ever. And it's like, I don't even understand how this dude's not famous. He said he is famous, like underground, but he's not like on TV and shit. And I'm like, that's me. And I have my sunglasses on. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I said, you just said I remind you of him. It's fucking me. That's me. He said, no, I thought that, but no, that's not you. And I was like, yeah, it's fucking me. His mind, the reticular activating system, his mind couldn't put it together. People have a hard time putting it together because that doesn't even make sense. Of course it doesn't make sense. That's why I'm so arrogant, because I have to be to protect myself, because this legal stuff happens to people like me if we're not fucking arrogant, because people can't fucking take it, and they put it together, and they get freaked out. They're like, Bill Gates can't dance like Michael Jackson? The fuck? Pick one! Exactly, people are like, fucking pick one! And you're like, hot. Okay, so right now, I look a little different. It's because I'm on this diet. You have to understand, I have all this occult training and knowledge, wisdom, and I have all this experience, and I'm like 31 now, so I'm getting huge. I'm going to get like over 200 pounds, right, of muscle. So you might think that's weird. You might think that might not work, but you don't know how I'm going to do it. So I'm in this special diet, and my body has been relaxing and all of this stuff, and I'm putting it together a certain way. You know, I have to make sure my body is a certain way because I'm a trained killer. And there's a certain way that I train. You have to understand, I don't just train physically. I train other ways as well, right? I'm not going into that. You don't need to know that. You know, I'm like Batman, motherfucker. So, anyway, check out my website, highestatuscorporation.com. Anyway, I look kind of funny. My face looks kind of funny. I'm growing my hair out. You know, girls like playing with it. I'm really natural right now. I'm just chilling out while this legal system's trying to waste my time and screw me over. Fuck these motherfuckers. So anyway, I'm getting huge. So just so you know. Anybody who wants to challenge me, you couldn't whip my ass before. And you definitely don't want to fuck with me now. And I'm not even going to fight you, motherfucker. I will, like, shoot you with a gun or stab you if you try to fucking touch me. And that goes for both sexes, because women keep trying to sexually harass me and then trying to make it funny that I've been accused for sexual harassment when I've never sexually harassed anybody. I wouldn't even do that. Someone of my intelligence can't even do that. We're too smart. I don't need to sexually harass anybody. For what? I can just get pussy anyway. Pussy, period. So my whole point here is... I'm on a new diet, and you know, I understand how the body works. I understand psychology, all this stuff, right? There's all this stuff that you haven't even thought of when it comes to building your body. So, you know, I studied Bruce Lee. I was all over Bruce Lee, you know, before I was 12. I already knew everything about him and his diet and all stuff. That's like elementary, lower than that, you know, lower than fundamentals. But fundamentals are important. Anyway, so I'm putting all that together. Imagine all this power and experience just coming together. Like this Bruce Lee. I need to stop saying Bruce Lee, right? Because a lot of people can beat Bruce Lee. I'm just saying that. But Bruce Lee was a good fighter. And a lot of people can't even beat him. He's better than people think because I've done my research. But you know what I'm saying. At that time. And if he was here, you can imagine what he would do to update his skills, right? You know? But even still, I would whoop his ass. So, just for the record, you know, I've been in situations where I didn't fight back because of legal reasons, right? Where I had to be smart, right? But have I ever been beaten in a fight? No. No. And what will happen if someone gets in a fight with me? I'm not going to fight you. I'm going to kill you. Period. And I'll get away with it legally. Because most people are bigger than me anyway. Physically, at least taller. And people usually try to gang up on me. It's usually multiple people trying to fight me at once, not one. I've been fighting for years, you know, in different situations. Obviously, if I talk this shit, don't talk the shit I talk because I walk it. I live this shit all the time, right? So, you know, I've been throwing people off with, you know, counterintelligence, you know, the whole thing, act when I'm weak, when I'm strong, and, you know, show them some tears, act like I'm emotionally affected, you know, all that stuff, right? You know that I do that stuff. Everybody knows that I do that stuff. They just can't get over it when I do it because they want to believe it's real and it's not real. Some people call me a sociopath, psychopath, whatever. I'm not going to do that anymore because I don't need to do that anymore. I would just kill you. And you know, I'm standing my ground. Don't mess with me because I'm too important. I've got all of this. I'm worth too much money and I've got investors' money. I don't have time for this shit. I can't. I have to assume that you're trying to kill me, right? So I'll stab you to death. I'll shoot you. I could just break your arm or do something quickly with my hands. But why? Why waste my fucking time? I'm too valuable. I can't deal this shit. Can't deal with it. Leave me the fuck alone. You know, I'm like older now. Not really. I'm just gonna be like, okay, I warned you. You gotta die. And people are like, you can't kill somebody. Legally, yes I can. You don't know the fucking law. I can kill you. Don't do that. Legally, I can kill you. I will warn you, and then if you're going to keep doing it, I will just step back, and if you come at me, for all I know, your intent was to kill me because I'm too well known, and people have bad motives. You can see people on YouTube saying, I wish he was dead, I want to kill him. So I have to assume that you're trying to take my life. I have to kill you, because that's the only thing I knew. That's the only thing I could do. I thought you were trying to kill me, so I had to stop you. It's reasonable. So... No, I don't let anybody whoop my ass. The fuck is your problem? Of course not. All my training for years? Are you kidding me? People are ordinary and average. They don't do that. And even above average people who train aren't that talented or skilled. They are not able to. People are not able to do that. Do you know why I know that? Because there's things I know about in the occult. And I'm not even normal. How do you know I'm even human? Is everybody human? I might be a fucking vampire for all you know. How the fuck would you know? You think billions of people on this planet are all humans? Why do they have all these ideas about Nephilim and vampires and hybrids? Maybe that stuff's real. How the fuck would you know for sure unless you do your research and you test everybody's DNA? But then what if you test their DNA and you don't even know what to look for? Maybe it looks human. Maybe what makes a person not human is not even physical. Maybe it's energetic. You don't fucking know for sure, do you? So my whole point is, what the fuck do you even know? I'm just saying. So my whole point here is, no, I won't let anybody whoop my ass. I will kill you, whether you're male or female, because you have a reason to try to kill me. I'm very popular. I'm very talented. I'm very intelligent. I hold the keys to a lot of wealth. I'm worth, personally, with all the things that I know, all the programs I own, the technology I've built, the blueprints, I'm worth billions, trillions of dollars potentially. How the fuck would you not know that? Exactly. You have to look at a person's potential. My potential scares the shit out of people. Period. Period. End of discussion. It scares the shit out of people. So I have to assume that you're trying to kill me. And if you're going to try to kill me, then I have to use lethal force because I am too important to other people. I'm holding their lives in my hand. I have to take care of their business. So I have to kill you. What else can I do? Right? So, people wanted to know a bit about my martial arts background. I'm not going to tell you about it, but I am trained in over 100 forms of martial arts. And then I have my own form that I've developed as well. I've talked a little bit about that. But I haven't lived a normal life. I'm not a normal person. So when I talk arrogantly and when I say all this stuff, it's because my life isn't like yours. It's not normal. That's why people become celebrities. I've done everything I can not to be a celebrity because I'd rather just enjoy wealth instead of being well known. But I got well known anyway against my will because people forced the issue. So I just did what I could. When people force you to become well known, you kind of have to go out and control it. I'm just somebody who's so viciously powerful and intelligent, right? And let me give you an example of power, right? There can be a person, there can be two people, and one person is a doctor and the other person isn't. What's the difference? The doctor has more power to earn money in a specific way because he has skills of being a doctor. So they look the same, the humans look the same, but the one human normally cannot go into the hospital and get paid to be a doctor because he doesn't supposedly have the credentials, the ability to do it. So that doctor has the ability to do it and he has the credentials, so he goes and he can get paid for being a doctor. So that's why people have wanted to try to cause me trouble legally, because I have the credentials and ability to do anything. Everything I do is super lucrative. Money, power, sex. I know all about money, I know all about power, I know all about sex. People can't even deal with that. I can go in a club and Michael Jackson, Chris Brown the heck out of everybody and pussies are dripping. I can beat the shit out of anybody and pussies are dripping and dudes are wondering what the fuck happened. Like, what the fuck? He's better than Bruce Lee. What the fuck is this shit? I can Bill Gates or Steve Jobs the shit out of anybody, create all this stuff. People are like, what the fuck? He's smarter than Bill Gates. He's smarter than Steve Jobs. I'm drooling over all my success. So you have to understand, people have wanted to frustrate me and slow me down and try to make me look a certain way. And then they want me to tell you, okay, I can do this, I'm just busy. So people don't want me to do everything myself. People are always offering me money. They're always offering me help. And I tell them to screw themselves because I don't want your money and I don't want your help. I already have money and I already can help myself. So you have to understand that's why things may take longer, because people don't want a guy who looks like me with dark skin and curly hair to do everything himself. So they try to say, oh, you don't know how to do that, even though they know I know how to do that. They just want to help me so they can try to pretend like they know me so they can try to deal with me. This is why I can charge so much. Because even with all the bad shit, people still know I'm brilliant and everybody wants to give me money. They want to give me money all the time just to get in touch with me, to try to tell people they know me a certain way, right? It's ridiculous. People won't even leave me the fuck alone. So that's, I'm explaining all this stuff so you guys understand it. Alright, so this is Draco Alpha Ipswich. I know you love my fucking awesome locks that I'm growing out that I didn't comb. I'm all natural right now. Oh, and then the fact that I produce music, right, and play the guitar and the piano, and I can sing and I can rap. And I was like, oh, okay, so you have to understand, I was with different groups. I was with groups in Africa and the UK, and I used to put out music that was whack, but it wasn't really whack. Because I was holding the good stuff, I was practicing on the good stuff, so people didn't know about it. Because the stuff I put out was practice. So, I've wrote songs for celebrities and all this stuff. So, the whole thing was, it's not even dope. That was the whole point. People thought I should be better than that, but that was the whole point. I kept the good stuff and put it overseas, and in America, I put other stuff because it's not even dope. Because the joke was, you have all these untalented people in the game, right, making music that wasn't good. So my music was like mediocre, but it wasn't even mediocre. It was dope, but it was like, that's not dope at all, because it's not supposed to be. People think I wasn't intuitive to get how people see me, so they expected all this other stuff from me. And I was just doing what somebody, like, I wouldn't dance, I would just rap and I would just sing, and they're like, shouldn't he be dancing? I'm not even dope though. You get it? It was like a mind fuck. So all these years I've been working on my skills when it comes to DJing, producing, rapping, singing, all this stuff, and I'm like insanely good. I'm insanely great, and people found out about that shit because they thought that I thought I had fooled them, which I did think that I was just a great dancer. But they went and found out that I could sing and rap, and people got pissed. They're like, if this dude gets huge, it'll be ridiculous, because he owns his own businesses. And the whole thing is, a lot of artists don't know about business, right? Not well enough. They're learning about it, but not well enough. So like, this dude could end up being like a fucking billionaire or trillionaire, and he would own everything. And they were just pissed. They were just fucking pissed, and fucking scared. Because Michael Jackson isn't supposed to be Bill Gates. Bill Gates isn't supposed to be Chris Brown. Chris Brown isn't supposed to be Bruce Lee, but why couldn't Chris Brown be Bruce Lee? Why couldn't he be Bruce Lee? Why couldn't he fight like that? Exactly, because people don't want you to be like that. But I'm like that. I'm all of these motherfuckers. I'm a fucking megastar. Exactly, you probably put it together. You're like, why doesn't Mr. Jones or Mr. Ipswich know that he can fight? Even if he couldn't fight, he looks like he can fight with that body. He can kick and he can punch and he can dance. Oh my god, and he can sing? Wait a minute, I hope he doesn't know what that means. Yeah, of course I know what it means. So, I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure you contact EMU.